We're making our first packable day pack here at Fyro, and we're gonna bring you through the entire journey. This is episode 1. In this episode, we'll show you why we picked a day pack, some internal arguments that we had about what features we should implement, a couple of crucial changes we're making, and I'll run you through our final design brief and features that we're focusing on. And as always, Fyro Insider newsletter subscribers get the first look at all this behind the scenes goodness. So this is the first new product that we're building in public since we built the Levo and Sita in public and also launched them a few months ago. Here's how we got here. I've been reading comments over the past years of the top products that you guys want to see us build. We then picked 4 of the top products, and then insiders voted via the newsletter, and we revealed the results in this video. And out of all 4 products, the day pack was far and away the #1 choice. So now that we know what products we're gonna make, the first step in this process is actually making what we call a design brief. What is a design brief? It's the process of making a North Star, right? A solidified document that's simple and brief, but very clear about what we're focusing on with this product. And if there's anything that working with BagMe has taught me over the years, it's that laser sharp focus at the beginning of this process with this design brief. It's just freaking crucial. It just sets everything up. But here's the deal. I have ideas for bags, but to finalize this design brief, I had to have conversations with the 2 most important people in the process, and that's Luke, the founder of BagMe, who oversees our development, and David, the founder of Modern Dayfarer, who's our head designer. Because combined, I think that they may have made as many bags as I've reviewed. So I started off by giving Luke a call.
Hey, Luke. Happy New Year, dude.
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but the display looks good behind you.
Nice little backdrop, right?
So first up, Luke and I got on the same page. Cause he knows that I wanna get these bags out as quickly as possible. And sometimes I move a little too fast for my own good.
Well, it really depends on you and where you're at with your design direction. Things can also take a year or longer, like it did with the T22.
I really like how the process went with the Levo. That was the second bag we made together alongside with the Sita. So going from the T22 to the Levo, I was like, that was amazing in terms of how streamlined it felt.
When it came to a design brief and clarity, I didn't do a very good job with the T22, our first product. But then when we implemented BagMe's systems for the Levo and Sita, things just turned around like that. So I explained my vision to Luke, and mostly he was picking up what I was throwing down. But then we hit our first disagreement.
But don't give them expansion, dude. You know, everybody thinks that they can't find a backpack for them, so they want to make their own, right? And then they come to me and they're like, we need a backpack that's got another top sleeve, an expandable, and this compartment, that compartment, this pocket, this shoulder straps, this system, blah, 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 and all has to weigh 400 grams. And if we do that, nobody else on the market does it. I'm like, yep.
Now, here's the deal. I like the idea of expansion on a bag because no one else is really doing it. I kind of thought I saw a potential gap in the market. But for Luke, I did also see his point where he wanted to focus on clarity, and I'm talking about lightweightness, keeping the bag as minimal as possible, and expansion zippers are the total opposite of that.
I'm just telling you, the people love expansion. Doesn't mean that we have to use it. I agree. There's a reason it was lower in my totem pole.
Are they using expansion on a packable day pack?
No, but I guarantee you they would.
Maybe 5 outspoken people. And then you're carrying around an extra couple of 100 grams of weight that you don't want for the rest of the 10 years.
It is extra weight. It certainly is. And it will complicate the brief. And you know what? Like I said, it's lower on the totem pole for a reason. At the end of the day, always looking for ways to bring the Fyro a little touch where we can and offer unique selling points. But having said that, the professional aesthetic, comfort, and if we could have laptop protection, that'd be dope.
So overall, Luke and I agreed on just about everything, minus the expansion. And I really thought a lot about the expansion part, and I just really needed to hear what David had to say about it to know for sure.
I know what you mean, like a packing cube kind of, right? Where you just go, but I prefer it that way as well, to be honest.
We're all on the same page then.
And to my surprise, David 100% agreed with Luke. And this is the epitome of teamwork makes the dream work, right? And honestly, the second that we let go of the expansion, I kind of felt like a weight taken off my shoulders in some ways because it just seemed cleaner and made so much sense. Now, David and I also discussed some other really important things for this day bag, starting with laptop sleeve innovation.
And for the tech protection, maybe we even have an insert we can put in, and that's like an upside. You can.
So I thought of the exact same thing, but then Luke's like, okay, but you have to be prepared to that you'll have to have different sized inserts potentially, right? which could be a problem. But I was thinking that as well, because then it can pack flat, and then it may or may not need the tech sleeve. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to.
I like the idea, and I think 2 sizes is okay. And then we can even make one where the laptop comes in, and in front a pocket for chargers and stuff like that. So you can have one for everything. But if somebody don't use it for tech stuff, he doesn't need to have all this bulk in the backpack, because lightweight is it's the most important.
Because if we can do this, it really adds a lot of versatility to this day pack. Because if the laptop sleeve is removable, it gives you more versatility for days when you have a laptop and when you don't. It gives you extra laptop protection when day packs, let's be honest, they're typically thinner. But also that laptop sleeve can give extra padding and structure to the back panel. It was an idea that I had, and the second that David and I talked about it, he just kind of took it and run. That's what I love about David. Like, David's got this brain where when there's something that he likes, like he gets really excited about it. And I do too. And we get excited together. And we're just like, let's go. Laptop sleeve, removable, let's do it. I don't know if Luke's gonna like it, but we'll find out. One other fascinating discussion David and I had too was just about fabric choice.
I was thinking of doing the current fabric that we use, the 330D, but Luke thinks that we should try and find that 330D in like a 200. So that's the same Fyro fabric.
I just wanted to let you come up with what he said. I would say 200 too. I think that's too heavy, but I think 200 is a good sweet spot. It's way lighter, but it's not too flimsy if we find one which has a little bit of structure.
That would be just the best of all worlds, because then we'd have branding consistency, material that's durable, abrasion resistant, weather resistant, looks good, is so malleable, but also, instead of 330, which might be a bit too thick for a packable day pack, going with a thinner denier. More updates coming to you guys soon about that. So after the calls with both Luke and David, everything was just so clear to me. So let me run you through that design brief real fast. We're focusing on a professional aesthetic, extreme comfort, lightweight build, maintaining that same Fyro silhouette and design language, and making it packable. Now, how packable it is, whether it's just flat pack or whether we can fold it, we have some ideas about that as well. We'll see, but we're definitely not going the compressible route, because we want the bag to have a bit more structure and a bit more comfort. Not a bit more, like a shit ton more. And for the actual design, we're gonna be focusing on a traditional panel loader, around 15 liters, with 2 water bottle pockets, with a single compartment, and crucially, a quick access pocket on the top. And then the key innovation being the possible removable laptop sleeve. Now here's the deal, I guarantee you that 1 year from now, I'll look back at this video and be like, oh, that was so funny. We thought we were gonna do that with it, and it totally changed, because that's how these things happen. Like, this is just step 1. And the goal of this series, like I said, is to lead you through the entire process until we're actually manufacturing this in our factory in Vietnam, like we just did with the Levo travel backpack. And if you want to see what that looks like, you can go ahead and watch this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want a deeper insider look into our process of building bags, be sure to sign up to the Fyro newsletter. My name's Aaron, this is Fyro, and thanks for being here.